I'm going to show you how we can fetch data and how we can use data controls, because from our course almost each and every topic has been covered except caching data, from unit 3. So I'm just revising it, but I'll show it in a little bit different way. I'm going to create a new project, and then we'll see how we can create a complete project and how we can reduce our coding required for fetching database or fetching data from database. We'll take empty project. We will say create of web form type. Then we'll say create. We need to write either execute reader, or we need to use data adapter to fetch data from database. Now to reduce that, what I will do, I will create one class file. I will name it like created one. I will say what I will do is I will create database first of all. Here I can add database directly, and SQL Server database in our data product. I will say created employee MDF file. I will go to Server Explorer, create one table. This primary key, I am getting 1, 1. Then this is my table name, so I will change it to emp underscore master reactor 75. Then comes add department ID. comes silver. What else we should add? Data joining date field is there, then IS qualification. We can say vehicle 50. Then what else we can add? This address is in blue color, that means it is a keyword. So to bypass it, I should use square bracket, or to indicate that it is a simple name, I can use square brackets. Then anything else can we add? Department ID is there. Okay, load. I will create this. Update is completed successfully. So my first table is ready. I can create another table. Department master, department ID. There are two columns, so it is showing you such. I will say department name, you can say HOD, head of department, ID, integer again. It is will be same as employee ID. You can say not null, but I am going to remove this. I don't want this. Okay, I will take two columns only, and we will say again update database. So I've got two tables, correct? In this database, I will refresh it so it will display. So first department master, I can add name, design, things. These are all departments. And this is my employee table. Date of joining was first. I'm going to store it in database in 2000 01 01. On 1st of January 2000 he joined this department. Masters department ID is 1. He joined little bit later, you can say 2001 -01 -02. On 2nd of January 2001 he joined. His name is name masters. He belongs to second department. So our database is ready. Now we are going to fetch this database in our project. So first of all, we should go to properties of our database, or select properties, select connection string, and we should paste it. in our web config file. We don't have connection string section over here, so we'll add that. Connection strings. Within connection strings, we will add name equal to empty db. The connection string is ready. Now here we are using complete path. Instead of complete path, we should use, or we can say employee db here. App data, we can use this here also. Within root folder, it is employee db here. Or we can say attach database, which is available in app data folder. So at present we will continue with this. It is our local DB, so it is showing like this. We can also say attach database. I think it is attached database. I also forgot what it is. So my connection string is ready. I will fetch this in my database access layer. I will say system dot connection strings. Within connection string, which connection string is there? Employee DB. So the connection string is available in my class as a property name. Then I will add my methods. Suppose I want to fetch some data, and it will be a it will be set of records. It will be multiple records. Then we'll say public, say, when we are getting multiple records, at that time we need to store them in a data table, and then we can return it. We cannot return it directly in a data reader format. We can do it, but it would be very uh, tedious task, as data reader is open over here or connection is open here, and wherever the task is to be done at that position, we'll fetch records from it, and then we should come back again to this class file method, and then we should close connection. So instead of that, we should use disconnected mode, that is data set or data table. So first of all, I will say data set, but as this is not available, we should include two namespaces. SQL client. I'm going to return data set. And then my method name. It will be like get table, and then changing name, get data. Here it should return a data set compulsory. So we'll create one object ds new data set. Now this data set will be filled with the help of data adapter. So SQL data adapter, new SQL data adapter. We need to provide a select query. We have got multiple overloaded methods. So select query and connection string both as a string. So I will say select query comma dbcom. I have got connection string over here. So my connection string is also available. Then I will say sda dot fill method and then ds. My data adapter data set is filled, and then what I will say, return ds. So this data adapter will directly go to wherever this method is called. Now second method, if I want to perform CURD operations, public int CURD and then say string query. So for that again what I should do, here it is showing me error because I am not returning anything. Return 0. Right now I am saying 0, but instead of that I can say integer count, and I can say count. Initially its value should be minus or minus 2, so it will not show me errors. Here I need to execute CURD operations, I need a command object. So SQL command cmd equal to new SQL command. Here I have got 5 overloaded methods. I will provide my query, comma, I can provide a SQL connection object, or I can provide a SQL connection transaction object. So in all cases it requires a connection object only, correct? So we need to create connection object also. So we will use using SQL connection con equal to new SQL connection, and then dbcon is there. So using this object we can perform operation, comma con is there. So my command object is ready. Now I need to execute it. So count equal to cmd dot execute non-query. Once it is executed, if it is successful, then we should return, or whatever it is, we should return count value, correct? Anything else do we need to do in this? So my CURD operations can be performed, means insert, update, delete. For create and alter also can use below method, correct? This is used for fetching data only. This is used for fetching data. If I want to fetch a single value, what should I do? I can write one more method, get value. It is a select query, but again I will need same thing. It will return a string value. We can convert it as per our requirement. Connection object is there, command object is there. Now we'll put select query over here, and instead of execute non-query we'll say dot execute scalar, and here we say value string dot empty, and here we'll convert it to value. Here it is showing me error because there are two brackets. So, okay, it is giving me an object type. So dot to string. I'm going to convert it to string, and I will return string only. So I've got three methods, and this is my database access layer. Now if I want to use this file in my project wherever it is required, what should I do? I will add first of all a master page. Master. Site master is ready. Here I will put a table here correspond equal to 2, then one more here the one TD for this, one TD for this header, here I will put menu bar, next I will put my content placeholder, and at last I will say footer. The page is ready, layout is ready. If I want to limit it to a particular section, I can say div you can format this div also. Go to properties, I can define style. It should be auto, isn't it? Float means. We'll say style equal to width, first of all 80%. This float auto, isn't it, to align it in middle. margin is on. It is in middle now. Now I will add my menu control. We can fetch it from R. New item. First of all, I will go to properties. Orientation is horizontal. Display level static is 1. At the same level, we will say employees. One more. Now I am not fixed. This is default page, suppose. So navigate URL should be default. At present it is not fixed, so I am clearing it out. I will add 3 pages first of all. Let's say content page. Rename it first of all. One more content page. And last one. I go back to site master. I'll edit menu items again. For employee it will be default ASPX. For employees it will be employee.aspx. For department it will be department aspx. So my menu is ready. If I check this, or before that I should make my start page. Set as start page, default will be, and if I run this I will be able to see my menu, and accordingly it will display all 3 pages. Now here you can define your own layout. Started this to check what is there in connection stream. Data directories. Instead of attached database, it is data directory. So have directory is directly mapped with this data directory, and we don't need to specify codes also. I will not save this. If I will save this, it will restart my application. Okay, you can see employee.aspx and department.aspx. If I go to home page, default.aspx is displayed. At present, content is not there in any of these pages, so nothing is being displayed. I can see the default site master I will give background color also. And I will now move on to which page? Employee page. In my content placeholder one, I will add my grid view. Go to split mode. Here I can either define my new data source. This new data source can be any data source, SQL data source. It is SQL data source by default. It is going to fetch from database directly. So I will say okay. Here I need to provide my connection string. I'm saying going to say employee DBF. It is already there, so I don't need to add this. And it is same connection string. Save this as connection string. I'm saying no. For employee it is, so I'm going to select employee. In case of advance, generate, insert update delete, and then we say next. Next query, it is showing me data, and then say finish. My data is there. It has added bound columns. These are data field values, header text, and header text should be employee name. I will change this. It should be date of joining, IS qualification. Instead of department ID, it should be department name. But here we don't have department name, so we'll leave it as it is right now, and we'll see whether it is working correctly or not. It has automatically added data source control, and it will allow me to add selection, editing, and sorting, deletion also. Correct? So this is available right now. My data is displayed. In this column, if I want to display department name, then what should I do? I should fetch data from department and should display column over here, correct? So this was using SQL data source control. Now I am going to use for fetch data from database and using coding method, and then display it. So first of all, if not is prospect, then we have got a class. What I am going to do is I am going to remove this, or I leave this as it is, and I will format my department column or page. Add grid view to it and bind grid view dynamically to my department page. So for that I will need an object of data access near class. Correct? So here I will say I'm not getting data access layer class. So where it is? It is in namespace sample project DB. So go back to my department space. It is in same namespace. Okay. So I need to first of all let's see. DB equal to new data access layer. Then now DB dot I'm getting different methods, get value, get data, and CURD operations. So I need get data. So what I will do is I will pass select star from department master table, correct? Now whatever it is going to return me a data set. So if I want to use data set, what should I do? Using system dot data, and here I will create one data set object. The result of this method will be stored in DS, and then grid view one dot data source equal to DS data bind. My grid view is ready for this also. I click on department, I am going to get department. Employees, I am going to get employees. Here I had formatted my name, I required these buttons. Even I wanted such kind of facility in my department ID, that instead of department ID it should display department name. And even if I click on edit button, at that time instead of this text box it should show me drop down, so that I can select directly drop down from here. So we go back to department and we'll see over here what we should do and what changes we should do in department table also. That instead of this department name, it should DPT NM, it should display department name. In department.aspx, we go to split mode, we go to edit columns. Now the column which I am going to use is of type bound field. So I will add bound field. Header text should be department ID, and data field should be department ID. This is my column name. This is my column name. Department text should be same as your column name. That DPT ID. It will automatically create query when I will say that department ID, it should be sorted by department ID. Then it should create a query select star from department ordered by department ID. So here this column name will tell me according to which column it should be sorted. So sort expression should be same as your column name on which you want to sort. Then I want another column, department name, and here one more thing is that I have added two columns but still remaining columns are displayed. So I will go to grid view and I will say auto generate columns equal to false. So it will allow me to add my own columns. To write it using your ASPX source mode, you should add first of all columns and then you should add this column text. But here we left out to add a data field name. So here it is not saying that it is data bound. Here we added data field name or column name, so it is showing that it is data bound. I will add this same thing for department name also. Department name, short expression should be department name. For shorting we need to write few more things, whether it should be read only or not. Here department ID should be compulsory read only, it should not be edited. So I am saying read only equal to true. We can also make it visible equal to false. Column will not be displayed. We had seen this last time also in our previous lecture when we had seen grid view. Now if I want to add buttons, I will say edit update delete column. Now button type should be of link type or it should be a button. I can put button, I can put image also. If I want to put such kind of images, for delete I want square, I can add delete image. I can add a delete column first of all, and then I should add a delete image URL instead of this text of type. It is of type text. Instead of that I should use image, and then I should give image URL so that it will display such kind of buttons. Here I will not take image, I will take button. Cancel and delete are buttons. Edit is edit text. Whether it should cause validation or not on postback, it should be there. The type of button to be rendered in the field. કયા ટાઈપનો બટન હશે એ તમને બતાવશે. અને આ પોતે એક ડિલીટ બટન ક્રિએટ કરશે. એડિટ, અપડેટ, ડિલીટ, કેન્સલ. એડિટ કરો ત્યારે તમારે ક્લાસમાં અપડેટ અને કેન્સલ બે ઓપ્શન બીજા આવે છે, તો એ પણ આવશે. Then we should add select also. So we have got all three kind of command field buttons. We can create our own button field also. મારે કોઈ લિંક ક્રિએટ કરવી હોય તો હું એ પણ ક્રિએટ કરી શકું છું. જેમ કે અહીંયા સિલેક્ટ પણ એડ કરી દઈએ આપણે. And again it should be of button type. Here also I add as them of button type. Short expression is not required for this. I will say OK. So it has displayed my all buttons. On click of this, it should select my row. બરાબર? તો આનું auto formatting કરવું હોય તો પણ કરી શકાશે. Now this part is done. If I run this, it will show me proper header text. Proper header text आएगी. Spelling photo है. बाकी आरी चालसे नहीं, because we haven't implemented any kind of code for this. Row deleting, row editing, what आपने कहीं लख्यू है नहीं. We can do it using our properties window. We can add select index change event. We can add row deleted event. We can add row updating event or row editing event. Row editing event is fired when we click on edit button. Row updated event is fired when we click on update button, which will be displayed in place of edit. Barabar? So we can use these events for. Then we have got row command event. It is fired whenever an event is generated in grid view. Row command ક્યારે થશે? જ્યારે grid view ની અંદર કોઈ પણ બટનના કારણે ઇવેન્ટ થશે ત્યારે row command થશે. In repeated it was item command, here it is row command. Then data bound. Sorted is executed when we click on sorted option. Here links are not displayed for sorting. So if I want to display sorting, I should go to properties window. Allow sorting is false, we should say true. And allow paging is also false, we say true. If we enable allow custom paging, then we should implement our own data pager control, which is available in data pager. After implement करें allow paging, custom paging true करना पड़ेगा. Alternating row style, if we want, then we can specify it over here. Alternate row કેવી હશે? Then okay, sort ascending cell style, sort descending header style. मैं यहाँ શોર્ટિંગ કરેલું હોય તો ઓટોમેટિકલી આપણને બતાવે કે કઈ રીતે શોર્ટ કરવાનું. અને શોર્ટિંગનો કોડ જોઈએ આપણે તો ઈ ડોટ અથવા ગ્રીડ વ્યૂ 1 ડોટ સિલેક્ટેડ રો તો શોર્ટ ઓર્ડર આપણને બતાવી દેશે. એટલે જોઈએ વારાફરતી થોડું it says sales and update. It has automatically added text box. મેં કોઈ કોડ નથી લખ્યો છતાં પણ એને સેલ્સ માટે ટેક્સ્ટ બોક્સ એડ કરી દીધું છે. These two events are not handled. તો મને શું બતાવશે કેન્સલિંગ એલિટ ઇવેન્ટ ફાયર થયો છે પણ એને આપણે માટે કોડ લખ્યો નથી તો એ મેથડ નથી નાખી એટલા માટે આપણને આવું બતાવે છે. બટ ઇફ આઈ ક્લિક ઓન delete button it will show me કે કરશે નહીં રો ડિલીટિંગ વોઝ નોટ હેન્ડલ અને સિલેક્ટ આપશું તો એના માટે પણ સેમ કાઇન્ડ ઓફ એરર વિલ બી ડિસ્પ્લે. એના માટે એરર નથી આવતી કારણ કે તમે અહીંયા સિલેક્ટેડ રો સ્ટાઇલ તમે આપેલી છે અને બાય ડિફોલ્ટ એને સિલેક્ટેડ ઓપ્શન મળી જાય છે. Selected row style is there, and here instead of this if I say so here my format has changed. So here I am using which method? Using data access layer to fetch data and display it. Now to create a form insert કરવું હોય આપણે તો કઈ રીતે કરીએ આપણે. At top I will display one more table. Department name. Here I will take text box. Bottom I will say for adding a new record I will say submit. We'll add one more button to this. I've got two buttons. This is first row. Second row. False one equal to 2. So here my department record is or can be created. On click of submit button, what should I do? I should again create object of db access layer. So here I am going to create an object each and every time when I want to fetch data or execute insert data. So instead of that, what should I do? I should create this class as public static, and here the string should be static This method should be again static. All these methods should be static in a static class. So here what I had done, I had created object of this class. Instead of that, what should I do? I don't need object now. I can directly say db access layer dot get data method. Without creating object, I can directly use it as a static class. So I don't need to instantiate it. An object मारे create करना पड़े नहीं. So here, in order to execute my insert statement, what should I do? I should first of all create a query. String insert into department master values. I will say single quote text. Okay.
Command list relevant.
Huh? Here. Now I want to execute this. So what should I do? If db access layer dot curl, and here I am supposed to provide string. I will copy this and put it over here. Plus बसू on the and if it is returning more than 0 value, then we can say record success submitted successfully. So we should put this in try catch block first of all. નથી મારે કોઈ object બનાવવો પડતો નથી કંઈ કરવું પડતું. Here I will say
પેરામીટરાઇઝ કરીએ તો
પેરામીટરાઇઝ ક્વેરી માટે તમારે કમાન્ડ ઓબ્જેક્ટ આપવો પડે. You need to create a command
હા
object, or you should pass arrays of your values to the CURD operation. તો તમે એ કરી શકો છો. ભૂલ ક્યાં હતી તમને બતાવું. તમે જે લખતા હતા here it is returning integer value. So if it is greater than 0, then it should work. So error was here. I was not converting it to string. જો આવું લખ્યું હોત તો પણ વાંધો નહોતો, પણ મેં શું કર્યું હતું, પાછળ મેથડના બ્રેકેટ્સ નહોતા મૂક્યા. આવી ગઈ એરર પાછી.
યસ સર
સો મારે કેટલો લાઈન લખવી પડે અહીંયા? ડેટા એક્સેસની કર્ડ મેથડની અંદર જે મારે વારે ઘડીએ લખવી પડે લાઇન્સ, અહીંયા કનેક્શન ઓબ્જેક્ટ બનાવો, પછી કમાન્ડ ઓબ્જેક્ટ બનાવો, પછી એને એક્ઝિક્યુટ કરો અને જે કાઉન્ટ હોય એ કાઉન્ટ રિટર્ન કરો, અથવા એના બેઝ ઉપર કન્ડિશન મૂકો. એની જગ્યાએ મેં સીધું અહીંયા એક જ લાઇનમાં લખી દીધું ઇફમાં જ કે ડેટાબેઝ એક્સેસ કર્ડ લેયર અને પછી એસટીઆર આપી દીધું. એન્ડ ધેન વી કેન ડુ ધીસ. જે મુકુંદ કહેતો હતો એના માટે જો મારે બીજી મેથડ જોઈતી હોય તો મારે અહીંયા શું કરવું પડે, એને ઓવરલોડ કરવી પડે. In case of code, if I want to create a query, તો ક્વેરીની સાથે સાથે મારે શું આપવું પડે, એને string array of values. સમજાય છે? Now it is overloaded method. પહેલા આને સિંગલ પેરામીટર હતો, અહીંયા કેટલી થઈ ગઈ? બે વેલ્યુ થઈ ગઈ, બે પેરામીટર્સ જાય છે. હવે જો હું અહીંયા આને ચેક કરું અથવા ડેટા એક્સેસ લેયર લખું, અહીંયા લખું છું, જે તમને ખ્યાલ આવે કે ફરી સપોઝ ઇફ આઈ એમ ગોઈંગ ટુ રાઇટ ડીબી ડેટાબેઝ એક્સેસ લેયર ડોટ કર્ડ, જેવું આવું કરું મને અહીંયા બે ઓવરલોડેડ મેથડ બતાવી હશે, એક સ્ટ્રિંગ વેલ્યુ અને એક સ્ટ્રિંગ વેલ્યુ પ્લસ એરે ઓફ સ્ટ્રિંગ્સ. બરાબર ને? આવી ગયો ખ્યાલ બધાને? હવે અહીંયાથી મારે શું કરવું પડે, અને પેરામીટરાઇઝ ક્વેરી મોકલવી હોય તો પેરામીટરાઇઝ ક્વેરીમાં આપણે શું કરીએ,
નામ
બરાબર આટલું લખીને આપણે જવા દેવું પડે, પણ એની પાસે મારે બે આપવી પડે, એટલા માટે શું કરવું પડે? હવે અહીંયા હું ડીપીએન એમ આપું તો આઈ વિલ ગેટ ઓનલી લિસ્ટ ઓફ વેલ્યુઝ, લિસ્ટ ઓફ સ્ટ્રિંગ વેલ્યુઝ. તો મારે પેલાના નામ પણ આપવા પડે. અહીંયા જે પેરામીટર છે એ પેરામીટરના નામ પણ મારે પ્રોવાઈડ કરવા પડે. સમજાય છે? આવી ગયો ખ્યાલ બધાને? હા, તો એ પેરામીટરના નામની એરે અને વેલ્યુઝની એરે, એ ત્રણ એરે મારે આપવી પડે. પછી હું સ્ટ્રિંગમાં જઈને ત્યાં રિપ્લેસ કરીશ, બટ પેરામીટર્સ ત્યાં બનાવીશ. અહીંયા આવીને મારી પાસે ત્રણ એરે હોવી જોઈએ. એક બીજી એરે શેના માટે? ફોર પેરામીટર્સ.
So the keyword here?
Params is keyword. And then here I need to use a loop to create my param dot length. Instead of here, I should go inside my command object or nearby my command object. मैं કનેક્શન સ્ટ્રિંગ તો ક્વેરી તો આપી દીધી છે ને. હવે અહીંયા cmd dot parameters dot add with value. I will take param I comma values I. એકવાર વેલ્યુઝ એડ થઈ ગઈ પેરામીટરની એટલે પછી હું એને એક્ઝિક્યુટ કરી શકીશ. સમજાઈ ગયું બધાને? બટ હિયર વી નીડ ટુ મેક શ્યોર દેટ ઓલ આર ઇન સ્ટ્રિંગ ફોર્મેટ. ઓલ વેલ્યુઝ આર ઇન સ્ટ્રિંગ ફોર્મેટ. નહીં તો એ લોચો કરશે. નહીં તો એ શું કરી શકે છે? બુલિયન હશે તો બુલિયનમાં પ્રોબ્લેમ થશે. ઇન્ટીજર લઈ લેશે બટ ફોર બુલિયન ઇટ વિલ ક્રિએટ એન ઇશ્યુ. બુલિયન છે કે બીટ છે એ બધા માટે તમારે કન્વર્ઝન કરવું પડે. આવી ગયો ખ્યાલ બધાને? So here I need to provide two string arrays. મારા dpnm જે પણ હોય બધા મારે અહીંયા મૂકવા પડે, જેટલા પણ પેરામીટર્સ હોય તો જ મારું કામ ચાલે, બાકી ચાલે નહીં. So I hope it is clear to you people that how we can create a database access layer, how we can make a project within few minutes. થોડી વારમાં આખો આખો પ્રોજેક્ટ આપણે બનાવી શકીએ છીએ. આવી ગયો ખ્યાલ બધાને? ઇટ ઇઝ ફાસ્ટેસ્ટ મેથડ. ડેટાબેઝ એક્સેસ લેયર બનાવો. આ એકવાર વ્યવસ્થિત ચાલુ થઈ ગયું. મારી 3 મેથડ જ છે. પીપલ આર યુઝિંગ મલ્ટિપલ મેથડ્સ, મોર દેન 10 મેથડ્સ. ઓવરલોડેડ મેથડ્સ હોય જે સગવડ જોઈએ એ પ્રમાણે યુઝ કરી શકે. જો .NET એકની એક મેથડ 5 વખત ઓવરલોડ કરીને આપતી હોય તો આપણે ખાલી 2 વાર જ કરી છે, તો એની જગ્યા પર હું અલગ અલગ રીતે કરી શકું છું. અંડરસ્ટુડ? હા કે ના? આવો પ્રોજેક્ટ બનાવતા ફાવે તમને લોકોને?
હા, કરી નાખ્યું.
ઓકે, તો આવો એક સેમ્પલ પ્રોજેક્ટ બનાવજો અને તમારી રીતે તમારી જાતે ટેસ્ટ કરજો કે વિધિન 1 hour we can create a big project if our concepts are clear or if we know it very well.